listening to a very interesting podcast. John Roderick and Dan Benjamin, they do a show called Roadwork, and they also do some bonus content for their Patreon subscribers. So in the general episode, it was a bit of a bummer, but John Roderick, he's 50, so we're close in age, and he's such a great philosopher. He really speaks to me, you know. I think he's probably the guy I'd like to meet most in all the world and just sit down and talk to him for a few hours. He talked about the leather jacket he never got. It sounds a bit weird, I know, but it was like the way he discusses it, the way he talks about his philosophy. It's really thought-provoking. But then on the bonus episode, which you'd need to be a Patreon subscriber to get the URL to, he responds to some listener correspondence from a listener called M, who writes in about bipolar, and she's 25 and an artist. Lots of her friends are on drugs, lots of suicide around her, that kind of thing, depression, manic mood swings. And John Roderick is also bipolar, and he talks about these sort of way stations in life when you think, you know, at 25 you know nothing. He talks about how poor we adults are at discussing our feelings about sex education. That's a big part of it, which is interesting to me because I've got kids who are kind of coming up to that age, and he discusses how kids are left to deal with all that morass of emotions on their own because the adults around them are like, well, you know, the birds and the bees, you know. Okay then, what's next? So it's interesting why we're so afraid to discuss sex, which is a thing that we all do, for the most part anyway, I would think. Why we are so hesitant to discuss feelings openly and honestly. I don't know why it is, but John Roderick sees that as part of the problem, because when you reach the age of 25 and you think you should be master of your own sorrow, you're not, because you have no life experience. You have no mentors to help you through that emotional minefield. And then he went on to talk about the different waypoints. He said, you know, when you get to 50, which is where he is now, you start to experience that sense of, what have I done with my life? And that's so interesting because that's the very thing I was talking about in my last video. That kind of feeling I have of, what the fuck, I'm 46, in debt, struggling, unhappy, you know. So it rings true to me what he's saying. But then he said, you know, you talk to 70-year-olds and they'll be like, oh man, you're so cute when you're 50. So it's really, I suppose what I get from it is that, again, it's gratitude, isn't it? It's openness and honesty, which there's far too little of in this world. It's fearlessness in the sense that who cares what people think? You can be yourself. I think part of what he's talking about is the problem that people really don't know themselves. And this is me talking here, I think that that's largely to do with the fact that there's very little openness and honesty in the world. So much judgmentalism, of which I'm guilty myself. So much greed and envy, which I experience myself. How come they've got a big posh car and 2 houses? You know, that kind of thing. And really all of that stuff is just the matrix, isn't it? It's the human emotions and love and honesty and openness. These are the things we should be trying to grow into, and not the negative the negative emotions, I suppose you should indulge them as well, but you should learn that we're all just plugged into the matrix, and you can play the game but with one eye on the prize, which is happiness, and learning how to be happy now, understanding that happiness isn't something that you have to go and look for. It's something that you already have. I don't know, that might sound a little bit what? Sort of hippie-ish, I guess. But really it's true. I think that's where the substance abuse came in for me, the alcohol and the drugs, which helped me to unplug a little bit. And then of course you've got that kind of corrupt sense of connection to the universe rather than a pure connection, or have you? I don't know, it's a big topic. It's a very big topic, but I'll leave it there for now because I've rambled, probably quite incoherently. But that's why I enjoy these dog walks and listening to John Roderick's philosophy. I would urge you all to go and look it up, 5by5.tv/roadwork. That's the main podcast. It's just John and Dan Benjamin having a chat for around an hour every week. And if you enjoy it, as I do, throw $1 at them a month. That's all it costs to get into the Patreon channel and get the bonus content, and that's well worth doing. If you enjoy the main show, you'd be a fool not to sign up for the bonus content as well. So I will leave it there for now and get back to work. Cheerio everyone, hope you're all having a great day.